intro was longer. Hi everyone, welcome to State of the Game.
Intro and I was like,
State of the Game 145.
Oh my
It is
God.
the date of 29th of January. That's fun. We are just.
That's a good start.
We're making sure that everything
Good
is
start.
getting like plugged in and that we have everything to show you.
starting on an empty screen, that's perfect.
That's fine. I joke, but we really wanted to make sure that we get as much in to show you. George has hooked up a live build so we can show you some things in action, some spicy flames. This is our take on hot ones, I guess. We should have actually done that. We should have like got some like, you know,
Some what?
some spice, like some hot sauce, so we could be on theme. It's a missed opportunity, I think. What do you not understand? You know Hot Ones?
You don't know Hot Ones?
Hot Ones, the YouTube show?
No.
They eat spicy wings and they interview and...
How do you not know? Yeah.
Wow, Yannick in 2020.
I don't know.
No
Is
idea.
that's like an internet thing?
Yeah.
Ah, that's right.
Anyway, welcome to the stream. We're going to be talking about episode 3. You would have seen a trailer from last night. We can actually show that, right? Because you might have missed it. And I think it's a pretty cool trailer. I want people to have another chance to look at it closely, because there's some things in there that, you know, if you have followed the Division through since the start, you will understand why it's important. Yannick doesn't know the internet. This is true. Avalon Leap spies the bombshell jackets mug. Yeah, isn't that cool?
And then gone.
And then gone. Yeah,
I've been forced to do some product placements. That's what we are
this is
down
true.
to now.
It's true. Flamethrowers, all that sort of stuff. I asked if we could have Nelly for our theme music today, but no
We
one,
didn't
no one
get
agreed.
we didn't get the licensing rights.
No,
Somehow.
I wanted to make a joke or a really inappropriate thing about taking off all my clothes. Not
I get the song. I know
okay,
that.
but all right, fine. All right, let's take a look at the trailer for
Yannick still doesn't
episode
know.
I'm
3.
still lost.
Enjoy the trailer for episode 3. This is really cool. We're back in a sec. Yeah, it's coming.
Ever since the virus hit, we've been hunting for a cure. We believe the scientist who can help us is being held on Coney Island. And by the looks of it, the Black Tusk have him heavily guarded. There's no time for caution, Agent. Get him out of there.
Who dis?
Who dis?
Whoa.
Who dis?
Whoa.
People
Which one?
right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Kappa saying it's Aaron.
Ron?
Yeah. No, you seen that Key and Peele skit?
No, of course,
All right.
Yannick.
I'm not even going to go
Wait,
down
don't
the
even
internet.
ask
I'm not going to bother with Yannick.
No, I mean, I laugh,
Um,
I pretend I understand the joke.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
the
lot of cool
social
things
thing
in
to
that
do.
trailer. The obviously the flamethrower is
Yes.
something that people
Yes.
and
Oh, yes.
Yannick was not subtle weeks ago when he was like, people have already guessed.
Yeah.
But people have been saying this is like something that they've been wondering and theory crafting out there for a while. Is that something we're going to have to the Division? Drew, is this something that's been, you know, on the development floor for a long time? Is something that has...
Yeah. I mean, well, the
around.
idea, right, was something that from the very beginning, it was always something that we
Yeah.
wanted to explore, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has such a kind of strong fantasy associated with it, right? And it's also not something that you would, I think, typically it's not one of the things that comes to mind at first when you think of what's in a Division agent's arsenal, right?
Yeah.
So it was something that we really wanted to bring, but we thought it wasn't probably a good fit for, you know, like at the beginning, and we had some other specializations that we really wanted to roll out first because we felt like it fit that Division agent fantasy a bit. This one, obviously, we think still does. we took some time to kind of craft it and to make it into ours, like the Division tech, and super happy with the result.
Awesome. We're actually going to show a bit of the build where we can play around with it. It's a dev build, so there's some things that are a little bit different from then how you'll experience it in the UI especially, so we'll show that to you in a little bit.
But also, I would say that actually with the flamethrower, of all the episodes, episode 3 is just the perfect one to bring in the flamethrower as well.
Why is that, Yannick?
You've seen the trailer.
That's true.
You know, there's no surprise here, but yes, we have cleaners.
Yeah, that's true. I'm really psyched to see us jump back to New York for this one. It's really
I have to say, like, cleaners, New York, such an iconic duo. I like, I'm a little biased, obviously.
Sure.
But cleaners, my favorite faction.
Cool. I did kind of take us off track for a bit. We do have some priority alerts to get to before we dive deeper into the episode 3 stuff, so let's go with priority alerts before that. Yeah. All right, so if you've been to the stream before, you know that we like to get as much of the need-to-know information out of the way first so we can have some cool discussions. So there has been no planned maintenance for this week. We know that there are some issues I saw people talking about on my stream yesterday as well. Clan XP not updating. We see that and we're investigating that. The underlying cause of some of the blueprints not showing up has been found. For example, on the second or third agent after sharing blueprints via the perk, we're aware of that one. And we are working on that right now, and we're not sure if it'll be ready for episode 3. But as we've talked about, there is something coming after episode 3, and that's all of the things we've been talking about in the previous weeks, so we'll get to that really soon. Okay. We also do know that YouTube is not currently accepting our stream. We're really sorry about that. We will make sure that we will find a way to get the VOD up there for everyone, because we know that a lot of people like to watch it there later on. So thank you for people who usually watch on YouTube coming and letting us know. We've seen that we do have an issue on our side that is not making that happen, but Twitch and Mixer are up. So thanks for bearing with us on that.
Is that Ella or George's fault?
I'm not gonna throw my team under the bus. It's YouTube's fault.
Oh, good. I'm going to throw my team. I'll throw YouTube under the bus.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Come at me? They don't have much money.
Come at me, bro.
All right. All right.
Sweet.
So into a chat with you guys. I mean, you've been here over the previous weeks, Drew and Yannick. I mean, we've introduced you a bunch of times. You get 3 words to explain yourselves and what you do on the team. 3 words. This is your new challenge. And it can literally be your job title. I already know your job.
I'm Yannick. I have a beard.
That's 4.
I know the character. Yeah.
All right, you can't count. Drew.
Hi, I'm Drew. I'm Associate Game Director.
I literally threw you such an easy one. Both of your titles have 3 words in them.
It's true.
Exactly.
And
I can't waste my words just to give my title.
Well, 200 IQ. Okay, so yeah, like we talked about Coney Island. Has this always been part of the plan as well, a return to New York, or is that kind of?
I think it's something that we were always interested to do. I mean, it's great that we got to explore a new area with Washington, with the Division 2. But like as much as a lot of our players, we've always been very attached to New York and the idea of New York. So being able to go to Coney Island is scratching that itch, and that's something that's that's always been very interesting for us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously New York is such a big part of our franchise, right? Of course, Washington is now as well, of course, but because it's the kind of the seat of power and whatnot. But it's always kind of a fantasy, right? To venture back a little bit and get a little taste of New York again.
Yeah, no, I'm into that. So obviously, time has passed, and I know we're not going to go deep into the narrative stuff, but it's not winter anymore. No. Do you think? I mean, clearly, do you think
it's not winter yet?
I don't know, but like the snow.
It's not winter anymore.
But the snow that was iconic in New York. Do you think?
Yeah.
Is it much of a different experience for the player to experience it with a different season? Was my question. How do you think that's going to change?
It's interesting. Well, I mean, if you haven't, or if you have been to New York, I should say, in the summer, hot, humid, right? Like, and I think like Coney Island too evokes kind of a stereotypical kind of New York summer experience in some regards, right?
Yeah.
So I think that setting in particular, summer works really well with it, and I think especially you can get a little taste of it in the trailer. it's very moody, right? Like
Yeah.
to me, it's
Yeah.
one of the more kind of exotic locales in a lot of ways that we've produced, and like the team that put it together,
Yeah.
like the world team, like
Yeah.
did such a fantastic.
Looks like
job.
the lighting artist has been working overtime
Like,
on
yeah.
that.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
and like there are so many cooler places that are not even shown off. Like it's fantastic. It really uses like the full extent of
Yeah.
what you would hope to see
Yeah.
in Coney Island.
Yeah, it feels very different when you step in there, and it's there's a lot of very unique spaces and unique things to look at. It's fantastic.
That's cool. One of the questions I saw come up from Gamer Insanity, actually, Ella's picked this one up as well. Can we blow cleaners up and make them fly back like in the first game? Is the physics still the same?
Oh hell yeah. Well,
Yeah.
actually, so here's the thing, right? So the cleaners, right? We really made sure. Like it's been what 8 months,
Yeah,
right? We killed Joe Farrow. He's dead. So why are the cleaners still around, right? Well, they've kind of changed. They've mutated. They've kind of grown a little bit strange, right? But so we have some
Not
some
zombies,
upgrades
though.
to them. They're not zombies.
Okay.
No, they're people.
Checking.
But I mean, they're still the cleaners, right?
Yeah.
But we made sure that okay, so they are a little bit more tactical now than they were before. They're a little more battle hardened, right? Because 8 months has passed. But we made sure that those tanks are in the same position, the same exact position that
Yeah.
they were in Division 1. So when that cleaner lowers that left shoulder and they start running towards you, you can pop it, hit it,
Nice.
have them freak out, and then explode.
That's cool.
they've been
Yeah.
fighting division agents for months. They're a bit more
Still
hardened,
won't
but they
learn.
still don't learn.
But they still don't learn about the field trip.
Why do we keep dying? I don't know.
Yeah.
They keep getting us. I don't know.
That's some JTF IQ. Whoops. So
Damn.
the first, we do have some things to take a look at today, and I want to get to those because I like
Yep.
showing pretty things. There's a couple of new main missions, the Coney Island Ballpark and the Coney Island Amusement Park. Can we take a look at some pretty pictures? I want to see this. Ooh. So this is what I was talking about with the lights, right? You have
Yeah.
you have a lot of depth fog. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what we're doing here, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
Is it depth fog?
well, no, but that it's not depth fog.
It's,
but,
It is,
but you know,
very-
it is now.
Very scientific term. We'll call it depth fog. It's fine.
but you know what I mean. Like, there's obviously a lot of why am I forgetting the word? Anyway, I'm not the developer here, but yeah, it looks dope.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Yeah, I mean, our engine renders the bouncing of the lights
Yeah.
super well, right, with our
Yeah.
global illumination. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I really like it. That looks sick.
Yeah. This one is just amazing.
More photos for sure. Yeah.
It just makes you want to go in.
I
Yeah.
do wonder though, if the lights are on, who's powering them?
Well, not all power is lost, right? So, as people may remember, because I think we've probably talked about this at some point. So we've sent like groups of people, right, like essentially researchers, out to New York with the first game, and then Washington D.C. with the second game, and they talked to all sorts of like first responders, all sorts of people that work in with like the infrastructure of the municipalities, like all of that stuff. They talked about what would happen if in a disaster scenario. Like, what would be the first things that go? Would there still be power? If there was power, how would it be generated? And all of that stuff. So, so the fact that like there are lights here and there are lights elsewhere, like if you remember in Div 1 and Div 2, there are lights here and
Yeah.
there. That's actually all like fairly realistic in this scenario.
Yeah.
And fairly well suited. It's actually really cool to see.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not as if everything would suddenly go dark and
Yeah, that's
nothing
right.
would work. Like there are a few independent sources that can work on their own.
Yeah, that's right. And someone is saying, hey, remember we turned on the power at Times Square. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah.
Volumetric lighting was the term I was thinking of before. That's exactly.
Actually, the correct term. That's
That's
yes.
what I was thinking.
Very good.
But it looks like, and also now that you have flames to kind of light up the,
Yes.
Yeah.
ambience, you
You
can
can make
make.
your
So-
own light.
Yeah.
Sick.
And your flamethrower, right?
Exactly. Speaking of new specialization, firewall,
Firewall.
taking it to the cleaners with their own, fight fire with fire. Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't even plan that messaging, but there you go.
You got the tagline, episode 3, fighting fire with fire.
Yeah.
But seriously, that's I don't know. It's a really cool dynamic.
Yeah.
There's some things that we're going to show off in a live demo in a sec. There's some ways that
Yeah.
there's some cool gameplay interactions with that. There's all sorts of cool things with
Yeah.
shields and
Yeah,
sidearms, and we'll show you that in a sec.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the 2 new classified assignments for those that do have the Year 1 pass.
Yep.
We've
Yes.
got the detention center and the nightclub
Yes.
infiltration. Do we have images for those ones as well? Can we have a quick look at those? Because more pretty pictures
Yes.
people were wanting to take a look at. That doesn't look like a nightclub to me.
No.
I'm pretty sure that's the
That is
detention
the worst
center.
nightclub if it's a nightclub.
I don't know.
But
It
it's
looks
a
like a
very
pretty-
heavily themed nightclub. And
Well, I
Back
don't
in
know.
Yannick's day, because he's an old man, that's what
before
nightclubs
we
used
had
to
the
look like.
internet,
That's some hipster ass
when we
nightclub.
would go clubbing.
Yeah. And ooh, okay, nightclub. So
Yeah.
That's a bit more of a nightclub, yeah.
So I think, obviously I don't want to give too much away, but what I think this image doesn't capture is actually, again, how beautiful the lighting is.
yeah.
Like in the nightclub, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a cool experience moving through that nightclub.
There's a lot. So we have a new exotic. I think we're going to show that to you a little bit later. After, or do you want to show it now, George? Should we? Well, we'll kick off with the
you have
exotic.
it now?
I want to show it. So we showed some footage of the chameleon a couple of weeks ago now, I think.
2 weeks ago, right?
All right, actually, we can bring that up. Let's take a look at it actually in the game. Ooh, yeah. So this is what it looks like. Now you can actually see the talents. I can't read them
Yeah,
from here,
check it out.
but
Yeah. It's too small.
it's very small. There you go. Adaptive instincts.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Headshots. That's nice. I'll let chat go wild with that. That's a very cool gun. I'm trying to see what else we got on here. Is there anything else we're missing, George? Down the bottom there? Okay. Okay. Is that a mag with a with fan on it? Does it have like a CPU, like an intake fan? We need Thailander to tell us what's going on. Yeah.
It does look like that, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's
George.
really cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously it's an AR, right?
Yeah.
Nice CPU
Yeah.
cooler on your mag. Yeah, exactly.
So if we can go back to the talent a bit and comment a bit on that. So yeah, I can't read it from here, but it's the idea is that you really have these 3 different buffs. and
I
you
can read it for you, Yannick.
Okay, you want to get close and
Yeah,
read it?
adaptive instincts. Hitting 30 headshots grants 20% critical hit chance and 50% critical hit damage for 45 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Hitting 60 body shots grants 100% weapon damage for 45 seconds. Hitting 30 leg shots it grants
Yeah.
reload speed 150%.
So the cool thing is that they're not mutually exclusive, right? So you can build each one
Yeah.
of them up at the same time. So then it's really about kind of timing. If you want to try to stack all 3 buffs, at once, or if you want to just like go with whatever, So it's there's a
Interesting.
fun mechanic here in timing and trying to trigger the buffs at the right moment and aiming there for different parts of the NPCs. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play with.
Badger Tough, there's a lot of questions, obviously, about how that works. If there's other things like internal cooldowns, about how often that can proc and that sort of thing, we'll
Yeah.
pose those to Frederick
Yeah.
and let you know if we have any additional information on that. But that's all we have for that.
People are already like preparing builds for it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good.
I love when you theory craft. It makes me so happy. Okay. I actually had all those things written down. And
had it written.
we showed you last time that it changes based on the color of the environment. If you missed that stream a couple
yes.
of weeks ago, it's really cool. Like if you go around different environments that have more of a certain color,
Yeah.
basically the weapon shader looks at all of these places and is like, what's the dominant color and that sort of thing.
So I see a lot of people asking, how do you get the gun?
Yeah.
We've decided we're not going to tell you, so you can find out.
Well, Nicky knows, and he didn't want us to tell you.
Okay. I wanted to take the blame on the team, but you didn't name drop. Okay.
Nicky Cookins? Is
Nikki-
Make sure to send him a tweet.
Nikki told us we know how to get it, but he asked that we keep it as a surprise.
There
So
you go.
Yeah.
I think now it's about time to go and burn some stuff.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you're into it?
Yeah.
And
Right.
then we're going to go back and take a look at some of the... No, actually, let's do it this way around. Can we take a look at the talent tree? I'll let Drew use the controller here to kind of flick through some stuff. Again, like I said before, this is dev build, so the numbers are funky. Obviously, you can't have more than 100% of a certain thing.
And I've seen some comments about the
Yeah.
gamepad. We're rocking an OG
Yeah.
there you
Xbox
go.
360 gamepad here.
That's how we roll.
It's new gen.
Nothing but the best for State of the Game,
Yeah,
apparently.
there you go. All right, let's. We're gonna have to full screen that one so we can kind of see what's going on. Obviously, 225 out of 165 is not the way things work for this dev build. You can actually do all sorts of stuff, and you won't be
Yes.
in the final version able to get every weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing, for example.
All right, so let's go here. Want me to talk through this?
Please.
So obviously, right before we even begin, the kind of idea behind the firewall spec is it's all about getting up close and personal, right? So obviously, a flamethrower has limited range. So I think it's just under 15 meters or something like that, which in the Division 2 actually feels quite close. So this is all about getting up and close and personal, but it also means, which you'll see with the skill mod, that there's a lot of cool synergies with some skills here. So with this striker shield, it allows you to actually use your flamethrower and the shield at the same time, which means you can get up close and personal with enemies. The other cool thing about that is, sorry, let me find it here. So allies that are nearby you all deal extra damage if they're nearby, right? And so the idea behind this is it's kind of the fantasy of, one guy with a shield coming in, everyone else kind of grouping around and following the guy with the shield.
10% damage is nothing to scoff at. That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
it can be pretty powerful.
Applied to the whole team, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And you also see here, so, right, like you need to get in close. So there's a cover-to-cover bonus armor here, and that's going to allow you, if you're far away, to kind of use cover-to-cover movement to kind of get nearby.
Cool. I just do see some people pointing out in chat that the available points is at -222. Like we said, this is a dev build, so this isn't how it's going to be in the final version that you see.
We basically cheated our way into having everything, and our game doesn't display that super well in the dev build.
All right, what else you got in here? There's a sidearm as well.
We do have a sidearm. Before I talk about the sidearm, so I want to talk about fire response. So on armor break, you basically light everyone around you on fire. And it's a small radius, right? And so the idea here is like,
So when your armor
you
breaks,
have like a slight protection against like melee rushers and people like that who are kind of annoying when you have like a shield and stuff like that. So if anyone kind of flanks you, comes from behind, whatever, and you kind of get in that dangerous moment, you're kind of protected for a
Hold
few
up,
seconds.
theory crafting.
Yes.
Dark Zone people who are annoyed with shotguns,
Yes.
and those shotguns getting in close, that's going to affect those people, I would imagine?
100%.
Interesting. Okay. Someone asking, this is coming for the upcoming update, not for Loot 2.0. So this is coming in episode 3,
This is
which is
episode
coming
3.
in February.
Yes.
Yep.
For those that have the year 1 pass holders, the narrative content that we pointed out before, the main missions and classifieds.
Yeah.
Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Those are available 1 week earlier than they are for people who don't have the year 1
That's
pass. Great. But everyone community-wide will be able to play this stuff in February.
Both of those dates are in February.
So
Hint, hint.
work backwards from there. Okay.
Cool. So the sidearm, called Firestarter. So this one is cool because one, it's a double barrel shotgun, which are always fun, but it actually applies a debuff that makes, I don't know, do we actually have it, George, in their inventory, or I can just talk about it, doesn't matter.
Let's take a look.
Nice. This sidearm's pretty cool because basically we apply a 50% burn resistance for 5 seconds if we hit an enemy with this. So obviously you can chain it together with your flamethrower. Now that includes enemies that are completely immune to burn. So you can take someone completely immune to burn, hit them, take away their immunity, put them at 50% resistance, and then light them on fire.
And that doesn't have to be just flames from your flamethrower. It could be a flame turret. Could be. All right.
Yeah. So it's pretty powerful.
Nice. I like that one. And also, that's a cool model.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yeah.
I'm a pirate. No, just me. That's really cool.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah,
what else
cool.
do we need to see on the specialization tree?
There was the grenade people were asking
Oh,
about.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The last thing, which is super cool. I guess I can open it here.
I don't know if you know, but someone is asking if it's 50% like of their total, or is it a 50% decrease of the, like if someone has,
Has over 100.
yeah,
Is
if
the
someone has
idea.
80, do they go down 40 or do they go down to 30?
No, they go down to.
Is it halved, or is it removing 50% from whatever their
That is a
total
great question.
We will check
That's why
them
I
out.
said you might not know, because
I
that's pretty...
actually don't know. Yeah,
Okay,
All right.
all right.
that's a great question. I bet obviously Frederick would know.
Yeah.
Adrian would know.
We'll find out.
We'll
Yeah.
find out. So the other super cool thing about this is a brand new grenade type, which is the cluster grenade. So throwing the cluster grenade, it kind of has a bunch of, it's a cluster bomb, so a bunch of pieces kind of fall out and they explode. It's super fun to use. And maybe we can see that in action with George. Yes, and last but not least, actually, is there anything? I mean, there's lots of cool stuff like getting signature ammo.
Yeah.
It's all about killing things within
Yeah.
close range. You get more sig ammo for you and your buddies.
And what's the weapon mod?
So it's a tactical short grip, and I think if we look at that one, it gives you crit. I think.
We could go take a look at that.
Let's take a look. Actually, do you want to navigate, George?
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of flames flying everywhere. I can see a lot of people like being
Sorry,
like
Buffy
the
still here somewhere?
pyromaniac, or I'm interested to see what other people leverage to get as much fire flying around as possible. There you go.
Yeah, so it's plus
10%
10%
crit
crit
hit
hit damage. Yes.
Nice. The med
Hope
kit.
you wrote those crit builds.
Is there a med kit in the?
Yeah, I forgot to go over that actually. So the medkit's really cool. So it also supports that that fantasy of kind of getting up and close personal because it's kind of a slower heal, but it heals you up to 200% of your current armor.
Okay.
But it happens over time.
So if you
So-
know you're going to take damage, you can.
Yeah, so what that means is as you take damage, it'll kind of regenerate up to the point of the value that's twice your armor over,
Yeah.
I think, was it 10 seconds, I think?
Yeah. Cool. Someone, Mab in chat saying she looks like Stone,
The character
our
does,
agent
yeah.
with that sick mustache.
Yes.
I hope Stone's watching.
All right, should we go out and burn some things?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. No, very, very cool. I'm very much enjoying being able to talk about this.
Yeah.
I love it. What are you most excited about for episode 3, Drew? Have you actually had a chance to play through all the missions and?
Yeah.
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 We can't give
I
any
mean-
spoilers, but
Absolutely. I mean, I think to me, the coolest thing is kind of I feel like the story's going somewhere. Mm-hmm. Right? That to me, playing through the main missions and kind of seeing the story take kind of a leap ahead, because episode 1 and 2 are kind of building up to something, and I feel like this is, okay, now I know where this is going.
Yeah.
And obviously you have to kind of play to figure out exactly what that means. I don't want to give that away, but yeah.
But do you think if people have played Division 1, they'll recognize some?
Yeah, I think there's some definite callbacks to some unresolved things in Division 1 perhaps.
Yeah. And
Some-
people have spotted Chanenko already in the trailer, right? So
What does it mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about the hunters. About, is it just Laura and Masters, or we're going to have a chance to experience Hunter AI? And that was kind of your thing in Division 1, and obviously the hunters are your babies, weird babies. But
Okay.
they are.
Yeah.
Will we
Sure.
see more of that kind of
Precious to me.
Hunter stuff in the future, or maybe not in episode 3 in the future? Think about it.
Okay,
You got anything?
you know what? Whatever. There will be more hunters in the future. I'll just, I wasn't going to say anything.
we are just making
I
pause
was-
for drama, you know?
I was just going to say, no, I don't want to, we can't talk about that
no.
right now, but you know what? Screw it.
Why don't you just do a dramatic chipmunk, Drew? Just like,
We're going to have more hunters in the future. And
I'm into it.
and an update that's coming after episode 3.
Cool. I like it. Thank you. Okay. So can you just reiterate the things about what people can get if they do or do not own the Year 1 pass? Yannick, please. I
Okay.
just want to make sure that we
So-
are clear on that.
Episode 3 is coming out, right? It comes out with Title Update 7.
Great.
Title Update 7, all the changes, bug fixes, improvements, and everything that we do with that comes out at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Date A,
Mm-hmm.
which I cannot say, but date A. On date A, Year 1 pass owners can also start playing the missions,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then 7 days later, date B, everybody
Mm-hmm.
else gets to play the missions.
Both dates are in February.
Both dates, A and B, are in February.
Yeah.
Let's see some
That's-
math.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
The specialization, everything, all of that is date A.
Great. But Year 1
It's just the
pass.
missions that are. Year
people
1
have
pass
access.
gets to unlock them directly.
Okay.
Non-Year 1 pass have a special field research that they
Yeah.
can complete in order to
Yeah.
unlock it.
I know, like we're saying date A.
We can only tell you, we can tell you right now.
Yes.
Sorry about it. But that,
We'll-
that
we'll
is as
have
much as we can tell you right now.
Yep. And we'll have more information
Yes.
Yes.
But
coming up.
Very soon.
obviously.
you'll know soon.
Obviously.
You'll know
Yeah.
soon.
All right. George, you ready? Can we burn some stuff? All right. Let's go and take a look at what George is getting up to on the other side of the room with some the flamey boy. Have you done anything we need to highlight here, George? You don't have. I think you have unlimited ammo, so we can showcase some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
looks
cool.
like it.
I've got the new shield on as well.
Again, yeah,
Yeah.
just so people know, this is for demonstration purposes only, so you can get an idea of the flavor of how this all works.
Yeah.
So yes, this is a dev build, a work in progress developer build. So do keep that in mind. But we want to show you as much as we can, as soon as we can.
yes.
Get that one.
Nice.
It's perfect with a Russia.
Yeah, I was saying
Better.
that poor Rusher didn't even stand a chance.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, George is. Oh,
Do you
have you played this game before, George?
feel the pressure of everybody watching you?
Look, George is just trying to show you how this new med kit works.
Ah, I see. No, yeah.
He's
so
doing
George
his
takes
job.
damage. You'll see. He's
it's still
regenerating
hanging
his
up.
armor.
Yeah.
George knows
So that's
what
going to
he's
last
doing.
for 10 seconds.
Do not come at my team like that. George is a beautiful flower that knows what he's doing. Okay, very cool. So did we have a chance to look at the sidearm yet? In 2 seconds. George is quietly freaking out on the
Let me try not to make a
the
fool
side
of
of the
myself.
room. Okay, here we go. Because you can do the sidearm with the shield, right? And then
Probably, I was going to say,
switch.
probably works better with a shield.
Yeah.
Very cool. You can't wait to see this in the dark zone? Oh, me too. It's going to be cool. Oh, yeah, that is a good question, Buzz. What's the halo in front of his character once he has the shield deployed? You know that little
Yeah.
area of effect indicator?
yeah.
What is that telling us?
Yeah.
The cone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah. Go for it.
So there is, I just can't remember what the effect is, but that's, is that the damage bonus when enemies are in,
Yeah, that's
in
right.
that cone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
that's one of the, that's
It's
the
one of
effect
the-
of that shield mod, right?
Yeah, exactly. If
Yeah.
you look at the, which as soon as George is done
Yeah. Maybe we
making
can,
making s'mores out of hyenas.
do we have the actual proper text here so I can,
Yeah, there are some bugs. We've noticed also that some NPCs in this build, this again isn't the build that is going out, this is one of our internal builds, where some NPCs aren't getting the on-fire effect. So you may have seen that.
yeah. So basically, that shield mods gives you and your allies a damage increase, and the buff strength is increasing with the amount of enemies that are in that cone in front of you.
Interesting. Very cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out in a group as well, with that 10% damage buff to your friends.
Yes. So what I think is really cool, right, is like I think there can be some really cool synergies with group play here,
Yeah.
especially those players that like really can figure out good ways to kind of stick together.
Do you have the grenade equipped, George?
Yeah, pop out a grenade. It's-
George is like, let me play.
George's YouTube credibility is really intrinsically tied to his gameplay performance here. Pressure's on, dude. Woo! I love explosions. Once these guys are all toasted, I actually just want to see the grenade kind of close up. Maybe you could throw one out close to you so we can see exactly how that looks. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Actually, do you have the chameleon in your inventory as well, George? Yeah. Some people are asking if we can get a quick look at that. Maybe once you find a safe spot.
George has just really kicked a hornet's nest here.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to burn the RC car. Good luck.
We need a George cam. He's kind of freaking out. I like that. No one asked that. Dark Skill. Okay, I'll leave it up to chat. Do you want to see the chameleon in action? I'm pretty sure some people were asking for that. How about, this is a good question from Onsley. How about 4 guys running the specialization side by side? Does everyone get that same 10% buff, like on top of the buff, or can it only affect you once?
I am not 100% sure how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to
Like
mislead
it
with the wrong answer.
It would seem, I totally understand the concern. It would seem a little OP if you could run
It would.
40% damage all the time.
Yes.
Sounds-
on everything that you run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
People want to have gameplay audio. Is that connected or?
I don't know that we have gameplay audio being
there's no audio?
sent.
Oh, there's no audio. Okay.
I can, if people want to keep looking while George is doing that, I'll see if I can fix that for you so you can hear some stuff.
Chase Yusi is asking if Coney Island is going to be an area playable in free roam or if it's just the missions. No, it's the missions. It's the missions, but they cover a lot of the Coney Island surface, so you're going to get to explore a lot of that place through the missions.
Yeah. There we go. Look out for that medic.
Sorry,
George.
chat. No audio for you today.
No? We can't?
No.
Damn it.
I mean, unless I go in and no, it's not happening. There you go. Very cool. I like it. I'm glad we actually got to show off those things in a live environment, because you can't really get the whole idea of what these things look like if you're just reading through text, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool to look at the specialization tree as well. But again, I like seeing these things in action.
Exactly. And nothing against George, but if you know how to use the specialization, it can be super powerful.
That is so passive aggressive.
I just wanted to throw something in that didn't sound.
Well,
It didn't sound.
I like that Felix was trying
too
to be
soon
nice
in
and
here.
say, yeah, George is not so great with a controller. He's playing with mouse and keyboard right now.
Hey, no offense, George, but Drew thinks you're trash. Okay. No, awesome. Thank you so much
We love you,
for
George.
showing us how this thing works, George. In all seriousness, it's very cool.
Yes.
It's nice to have someone else in the room that
Yes.
can take us through all of these things. Is there anything else we want to get to on the firewall specifically? I think we've taken a good look at it.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
Yeah.
We did mention before that the focus for episode 3, there's a lot of cool lore nuggets in there for you. I'm still waiting on the Collecting What Remains episode 3 podcast. Tinks, please get Deep Fried Dave out of retirement. We need it.
Oh,
They did 2 episodes
great,
of the
yes.
best podcast
Yes.
ever.
Yeah.
The best podcast in the world that's ever been made. 2 episodes. Please. I need more. You have reasons to make more, I promise. Make it happen.
I see people in chat asking about the honey badger. So
Yeah.
you probably need to mention it because yes, it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
And yes, honey badger will be coming as a normal weapon with episode 3.
Cool.
So it's not an exotic or whatever. It's just a new normal weapon type.
Very cool. There's more stuff happening. Yeah, I talked about the lore stuff, and then you've seen all the things, but that is coming in February for everyone.
Yes.
And then there's all the other stuff we've been talking about in the past few weeks that is coming after that, TBD. We have some agent highlights I really want to take a look at today, so let's go and take a look at those. Remy telling me that this podcast isn't going to happen? Come on.
No, apparently not.
All right, time for some agent highlights.
There's a story there.
Okay, the first one that we have is coming from, I think the first one up we have is T-Chan art. We're gonna take a look at that in a second. But every time that we dive deep into what's going on out on there on the internet with what people make Division related, there's always some cool nuggets. We got it? All right, let's take a look. T-Chan art.
Oh, nice.
I love the hacky sack
The
Seeker
hacky
Mine
sack
so
is
much.
great.
T-Chan art is an illustrator from Taiwan and does
Cool.
all sorts of cool
That's
illustrations,
really, really cool.
not just Division related. So if you go over to obviously the Twitter T-Chan art, or post a lot of work on Reddit as well under /u/T-Chan114. Very, 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 very cool and kind of humorous, which I like.
Yes.
Don't do Seeker hacky sack at home, kids.
Yeah. I like the touch of color on each one of them.
Me
It's
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. I'm going to go and check out some more. But we've got Boss as well with more cosplays. I love it. Also, have you guys ever played Airsoft?
Yeah.
You really? I mean, I haven't. I'm not saying it
Just like
don't feel
once.
peer pressure to say yes.
I did it once.
All right. But Boss uses like the Division cosplay whilst playing Airsoft, and I think that's super cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's
like,
super cool.
That's badass.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I now need to see more than just pictures, and I want to see some video of this happening. Super cool.
That's right. I like the use of cover as well, and the accuracy of the cover pose is just like the agent. That's really cool.
I really like it.
good.
So all the way from Fukushima, hey boss, that's super cool. I have to say, cosplay community in Japan is strong.
Yes. Yes, it
Super
is.
strong.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Really good. I don't know if we're going to have a Japan cosplay versus Russia cosplay showdown at some point. Just
It'll be
saying.
tough.
Just saying.
Are you asking for one or?
Not really. I don't want to hurt international relations at all. That's not what I'm calling for. But no, I'm always consistently blown away by what people manage to churn out with their cosplays. From
Yes.
the whole outfits to the tiny details of 3D printed and wired up lights.
No,
it's
it's amazing.
it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
and
amazing.
actual Seeker mines that roll around. And I mean,
Yeah.
you still remember the first time we were at E3 and Dave showed up with his Seeker mine and people were freaking out and
Super cool.
love it.
Yes.
Very, very
That was
cool.
fun.
Yes.
So thank you again for those agent highlights. If you do want to share your creations with us, just hashtag agent highlights on Twitter. We love to see them. And it doesn't have to be, I know people are they must see a lot of cosplay on here and a lot of incredible art, but it can be anything.
Totally.
Anything Division related that you want to share with us. We would love to hear a rock opera. That's my next request. You guys got any
All right.
agent highlight requests? No? Come on. Think outside the box. I believe in you. Nothing? Come on.
I was thinking I don't know.
I want to see Hamish doing Fei Lao
It's been done.
cosplay again. Again?
Yeah, again, yeah.
No.
It's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. But did you do it with the eye patch?
Yeah. I did. I haven't done it on stream, but it'll happen again.
You need to do it again.
Everyone that was involved
You
in
need to
that,
do it
Fox and Little Bird and Matt Splinter Shield, that was really cool. So
Yeah.
we'll dust it off at some point. There's
Yeah.
there's actually some video footage of that we've never shared. Just saying.
Nice.
There's
So I
some nice pictures
noticed.
of it too.
Yeah.
By the way, I noticed there's a couple comments, which we haven't talked about yet, if I'm not mistaken. People asking about heroic. Is it always just the Black Tusk?
You got any news on that one?
I do.
Ooh, I knew that you did. Please tell us.
So
No,
heroic.
I don't. I just wanted to bring it up. And,
Yeah. Heroic is going to be available. Later update, of course, after
Post episode 3.
Epithro. Yep, exactly. All factions, not
Okay.
just Black Tusk. So you can play heroic with any faction.
That's cool.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Well, thanks
I
for
don't
that.
think we've mentioned that, but I saw that comment come up a few times. So just to clear that up.
Nice. No, I
Yeah.
like that. Any other nuggets to drop? No. And I do see a lot of people
there's
in.
many more. We're
Yeah,
saving
there's
them.
a lot more we could say, but
I do see people in chat talking a lot about PvP. I do want to know that we see. I do want you to know that we
Yeah.
see you and we hear you, and
Oh,
we
yeah,
know
absolutely.
that that's a
Yes.
constant conversation
Yeah.
that needs to be had.
yes.
The
Have we
we
talked
need to get
about
the
the
right people in the
schedule
room for
of what we're talking about next week? By the way.
can we?
No, talk about what we're going to talk about next week. It's
It's in your points.
Is it
No,
one
it's
of the
not.
points?
I don't have it.
It is.
Did you
there,
steal?
It's there.
Aha. Well,
Oh,
I know what we're
George-
talking about next week.
George does. Okay, here we go. On the saga of George not knowing how to do numbers, these are numbered 1, 2, 3, 5, 4.
Well, you just messed them up then. That's not my problem.
1, 2, 3, 5, 4. Next week's show will be providing a narrative update of the events in Division 1's universe so far, so everything from TD1
That's right.
to current day. Because we want to get people caught up before we
Yep.
dive in.
Yes, exactly. So it's going to be really cool. John Bjorling's going to be on,
Great.
our narrative director.
Yeah.
He can talk through kind of all of those things, how it, kind of the context of episode 3, why it matters,
Yeah.
why we're kind of
Yeah.
going there, all of that stuff.
Yeah. We do agree that the PvP conversation needs to happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
you are definitely, we are aware.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll have some, we'll
we'll-
definitely have that conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
It's
And there's
a-
some things to talk about, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
we just have to do it when the timing is right and we can actually tell you the things that are
Yeah.
valuable to that PvP experience.
Yes.
Because episode 3, there are,
There are no PvP
No PvP
updates for
changes.
episode
No.
3.
okay,
No.
there you go. So we will tell you about that PvP stuff when we can. All right,
But
thank you.
next week, especially for all the lore nerds and story enthusiasts in there, it's going to be the one to join.
I mean, they
Absolutely.
probably, if they're law nerds,
They probably know
wouldn't they
everything,
know that
but
already?
they might have questions. But it might
True.
be an opportunity to actually
Yeah.
clarify some things.
That's true. Come, I want to play a game like, we should quiz John.
Yeah,
Like,
that'll be fun.
let's
Yep.
do that. All right. Thank you everyone for coming by today to the stream. We're going to be back again next week, as we said, in February, which literally starts this weekend,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Oh man, that's crazy.
Saturday is the start of February, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The calendar. But so from Saturday on, it's counting down the days until we get to episode 3. It's going to be really cool. It's coming.
It'll be great.
All right, thank you everyone. We will see you again next week. We've got streams as well on this channel, so gameplay streams. So make sure you come by and hang out and chat with us about what you're thinking, your theory crafting, early ideas about what you're going to do when episode 3 comes around and you get to light everything on fire. All right, have a good one. See ya.
See you.
Bye.